I was terrified to do this. I was new. I had just joined the company, and here I am going to the founder of the company saying, "Hey, this kind of sucked. Can we improve this?" I think hands down the biggest accomplishment is pitching the idea of Mag School. We often say and joke that it's us against Amazon, and that takes an entire community. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. I've truly never worked for a company that has such a strong culture, that everyone supports one another. So cool to have a company that, even though you're remote, even though you are located all over the world, it really doesn't feel that way.
Hi there, everybody. Good day. My name is Denver. And welcome to an amazing day with me here at my Amazon Guy, where today we'll be conducting an interview. I am joined by one of our amazing brand directors, who's not only been a true pillar for the organization, but of course a great leader for her husks and for everyone. So please help me welcome Christine Dixon, otherwise known as KB.
Hey, Denver. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to join today.
I am more than excited than you. So for today, we're going to be talking about your journey here at my Amazon Guy.
So my name is Kristen Dixon. I am going to be this team's operations director.
Well, my name is Kristen Dixon. I am going to be your brand director. My name is Kristen Dixon. I'm a senior brand director here at my Amazon Guy.
Your accomplishments and what makes MAG such a unique place to work with and grow. Thank you, Katie, for taking the time and sitting down with me. And would you like to say anything to our viewers or anybody who's watching this video?
Sure. Appreciate everyone joining, taking the time to watch the video. Hopefully you get a little bit more insight into my Amazon Guy and the fun things that we are going to cover today.
Alrighty. So for our first question for today, this will talk about early ideas at the organization. So my question is, back when you were starting with my Amazon Guy, you had an idea about 3 months into working here. Can you tell us what idea was it and how did it came about?
So my idea that I had upon joining my Amazon Guy was developing some type of more in-depth training curriculum. So when I joined MAG, I was basically welcome to the team, welcome to the company. And they said, here's your team, here's all of our tools, here's your clients, go at it. And so for someone like me, I'm somebody that's a self-starter. I don't mind teaching myself things. And so I took it as a challenge. I dove in, met with my team, figured out who my clients were, what they were selling, and taught myself how to use the different tools that we use here at my Amazon Guy, such as Slack and Asana and all of our lovely tools that we have. And this got me thinking after a little while, where we sort of had a deficit, where that's not necessarily the best training method for employees, especially newer managers that were coming in that maybe they don't have the mentality to kind of self-start. So I had recommended to Stephen within, I think I was barely here 2 months, and I recommended to him building out some type of better training program. I was terrified to do this. I was new. I had just joined the company, and here I am going to the founder of the company saying, "Hey, this kind of sucked. Can we improve this?" And he was open. He heard me out. He really loved the idea, and we were able to kind of expand on our conversation a little bit further from that and really lay out what that meant and what it would look like.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And I'd like to bank on as well that that's also one of the things that I love here, that we're open for feedback. And I admire your courage going directly to our CEO and then sharing your thoughts about what can be improved with our process. Thank you for sharing that, Katie. Okay, moving along to our next question, we'll talk about your biggest accomplishment. Ooh. Looking back so far, what would you say has been your biggest accomplishment here? And why does it stand out to you?
I think hands down, the biggest accomplishment is pitching the idea of Mag School and the training program to Stephen, and then getting to be a part of the development, getting to really identify what those courses would look like, what the training program itself would look like, what the structure should be. And then I was lucky enough to be able to work with the team that really got the program started. I was able to QA some of the courses. They trusted me with my experience that I've had, before joining my Amazon Guy with creating training programs and being able to just make sure that we are setting our employees up for success.
Love the word, setting our employees up for success. Truly, it is evident by the usage of Mag School within not only internally within the organization, but also by our external clients. Thank you, KB. Now, let's dive deeper. Let's talk about the program and the idea that you shared, naming that concept. So you called the name Mag School, my Amazon Guy School. So why did you choose that name and what does it represent to you?
Honestly, I had zero intention for the name to stick. It was a placeholder, if you will. It was just an idea, a concept, a way to kind of conceptualize where I was finding the hole in our training and development of our new incoming employees. I called it Mag School. I even remember when I first sent the message to Steven, like, this name's crazy. Feel free to change the name. Fully expected him to change it to something more inventive, creative, but lo and behold, Mag School stuck, and I'm happy it did. I think it's short, sweet, and to the point.
Correct. It's quite amazing, actually. Simple, but very catchy for our users. So thank you for naming it, KB. Now, this time, we call it an education joke, but I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Stephen Pope sometimes jokes that My Amazon Guy is really an education company or business that just happens to be an agency.
So I am an education company that happens to be an agency.
So what do you think about that?
Oh, I absolutely agree. Could not agree more. Learning and teaching is so important here at MAG, whether it be with our employees, teaching our clients, or even our subscribers on our YouTube channel. We often say and joke that it's us against Amazon, and that takes an entire community. And the more knowledge you have, the more power you have. And so I think the agency side of the company comes in when we are able to effectively execute what we've learned and be able to apply those different techniques. So definitely agree. We are a hardcore education company that, we just happen to be an agency at the same time.
Now, let's try to connect it with the core value of the organization. So I'd like to know, every school has its values that it stands for, right? So what are the core values of MAG School? Does it have any difference with the organization's core values, or how do we connect it?
Looking at MAG as a whole, our core values are learning, eagerness, consistent communication, tech savvy, and teaching. I think by and far, MAG School really, really hones in on the learning and teaching. I think they largely play a part of what MAG School is, what it is to its core. And I think they're most represented by those two.
I couldn't agree more on the concept of our core value being truly connected with MAG School. Thank you, KD. Now, connecting it to the next one. So you mentioned about the importance of teaching and learning, and that's one of the core values that is highly evident within the organization. Why do you think that teaching and learning are the most important parts of what we do here at MAG?
We have a lot of employees here at My Amazon Guy. Everybody fulfills a different role. And within those different roles and within human beings entirely, everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses. And when you're taking the time to teach others what your strengths are, you also take a step back and you reflect on what your weaknesses might be as well. And when you're open to combating those weaknesses and learning from them, I think that's where it's going to take you the farthest in life. Amazon is always changing. And so for our clients, we need to be able to quickly adapt to those changes. Sometimes it means learning new skills. Sometimes it means learning new tools and making sure that we are setting ourselves up for success, which then goes into setting our clients up for success. We're able to quickly learn those new skills. We're able to teach them to others and let them be able to replicate some of the successes that we see within our clients. So being able to collaborate and share wins, losses, and what our learnings are from each of those instances.
Very well said. Here's a fun one. I think our viewers would love to know this. One of our core values, and at the same time, the culture that we have here within the organization, is being an eager beaver. I'd like to know, would you describe yourself as an eager beaver? Why or why not?
I'm definitely eager. a beaver, I'm leaving that alone. Being eager though is very important. It means we're not sitting around and waiting for something to happen or waiting for somebody to do something for us or give us the information that we need. We're taking the bull by the horn, if you will, and we are making the results happen for ourselves. And honestly, when I reflect back on my journey and we kind of pull this into a full circle moment where we were talking about mag school in my start here, had I just sat around and waited for somebody to come hold my hand and teach me how to use the tools or how to lead my team, I guarantee I would not be where I am today. So that eagerness is what really got me to where I am here at my Amazon Guy. And not just me, I think it reflects well on most of our employees and just taking charge and not waiting around for something to happen. They make it happen.
I am a testament of how you reflect or multiply yourself being an eager beaver, not only within your team, but for the entire organization. So yes, for eager beaver. Thank you, KB. And I think this will be my last question for you today. So I'd like to throw in discussion wherein if somebody was considering joining or applying for my Amazon Guy, what would you say to them and why should they take the leap?
Oh my gosh, hands down, it's the culture of my Amazon Guy. We drive lasting results for our clients, but we have a lot of fun doing it. We are super collaborative. Everybody is so supportive. And everybody really lives out what our core values are. I've truly never worked for a company that has such a strong culture, that everyone supports one another, is a true team environment, and truly celebrates each other's wins, either professionally or personally, you know, with our health and fitness journeys and just everything in life. It's so cool to have a company that, even though you're remote, even though you are located all over the world, it really doesn't feel that way. You know, you build these bonds with everyone, and if you are having a tough time with a client or you're having, you know, just a tough time with anything, you've built such a bond within the culture of the organization that you're comfortable going to help. You're comfortable raising your hand saying, hey, I don't understand this. Can somebody please help me? Or I'd appreciate somebody's insights. And so that's something that I really, really value here at MAG and something that I will always cherish.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure viewers of this videos will be excited to hear that. Thank you so much. That is the end of this session, KD. So thank you for sharing your story and experience with us. And it is clear that my Amazon Guy is not just doing great in terms of their work and tasks, but also great in growing, learning, and building something together. So to our viewers, thank you so much for watching this interview with KB. So you might get to know a few more of our brand directors or leaders within the organization. We hope to see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, KB.
Thank you so much, everyone.